welcome once again to another review here at Real in Films. I am your host, John Ramos. And before anything, if you have not yet subscribed to Real in Films, go ahead and pause the video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and come back. Like that, we can go ahead and move forward with this review. And as well, if you guys want to follow me, it's easy. Just go to Instagram and look for me as CinemaDad PR, or all of our links are down below in the description. Now, we have we have reviewed Terrifier 1, Terrifier 2, and we're now going to be reviewing Terrifiers 3. And I gotta say, it's been written and directed by the same person, Damien, and as well, not only that, we are following Art the Clown, but in a different setting. Instead of Halloween night, if you guys remember on the first two films, it was in Halloween, but this time is on Christmas Eve. And we have our phenomenal, amazing cast. Once again, we have Lauren Lavera playing as Sienna, David Howard Thornton playing as Art the Clown, Elliot Fullman playing as Jonathan, and another lead actress. Well, in theory, it's not like lead, but is an important character throughout the film, is Antonella Rose that plays a Gabby. And if you guys thought that the ending of Terrifiers 2 was gruesome and crazy and nuts, and if you thought that the first two films were as gore and hardcore as you thought, you were wrong. Terrifiers 3 breaks the edge on gore, on craziness, and Damien did some very crazy things that I think that in the eyes of like very big Hollywood executives would say to him, you can't do this. So having the fact that Terrifiers 3 is basically an independent film, and as well it made their budget in the first weekend. That's the craziest part. A budget of $2 million, and on the first weekend it made I'm not gonna, I don't remember exactly how much money it made in the first weekend, but I know that one, it defeated Joker, and two, it did a lot of money. Oh, look, here it is. Opening weekend did $18 million, almost $19 million in its first opening weekend. So imagine that. In opening weekend, they made their budget and much more. So imagine that craziness. And the thing is that they don't need marketing because everybody loves apparently Art the Clown. Now, in this film, we do see the resurrection of Art the Clown. And again, I don't want to give like so much details in throughout the film like that. You guys can enjoy it as much as I did. Plus, go a little bonkers with the craziness on inside the film. So we have the resurrection of Art the Clown, and not only we have Art the Clown, we do as well have a character that we got to see from the first and second film. So we do have a familiar face, at least, well, a familiar faceless character throughout the film. And we just see this film in a different sense. So in this case, they do touch more on the lore that they presented to you in the second film. So we have Sienna that when all of the events of the second film happened, she went to like a medical ward, a psych ward, like that she could be in rehab. And Elliot, even though he is medicated, he is in university, he's in college. And we do see the fact that your typical, and I think that this is just a typical thing that happens in stories. So you have your main character that everybody thinks that they are crazy because of the previous events that happened, and then you have the secondary character that is trying to be the balance between the crazy one and himself. And throughout the film, we see that back and forth of everybody thinking that Sienna is out of her mind. And not only the fact that you have Sienna out of her mind, you do see how sometimes they wanted to like blame her for everything that happened in the past. And she's just trying to move forward. Obviously, Art the Clown, that's not the plans of Art the Clown in this case. One of the things that did caught my attention in the film is that Art the Clown, when the movie starts, it does start very gruesome and gory. Obviously, because we start the film from the ending of Terrifiers 2, but then it has this tone down at the first 30 minutes. Um, yeah, at the first like 20 to 30 minutes, it's still a very, very small tone for the film. But now, this is where the craziness goes ahead. The story implies a lot about the entity. It talks about more in regards to the connection that Art the Clown has with the victim from the first film. And not only that connection with the victim of the first film, there is more to what this entity wants moving forward. And if I do give you the details, I'm gonna be spoiling you the film, so that's not what I want, right? Um, but Damien went a little bit far, and I mean went a little bit far in not in a bad sense. I mean went a little bit far in regards to the gore and the craziness, because in this case, you don't see this very often in Hollywood films, but usually when your director and story eliminates children on screen, that happens in rare cases. But in this film, they do it multiple times, and they make it as Damien makes it as graphic as possible, with the power that he has. And I do like how he takes an additional risk with this film. And not only the fact that he takes this additional risk with the film, he even made a disclaimer in social media stating no children were hurt while filming. Like what happens sometimes when you see like animals in films, that the director has to, when you have like multiple scenes of animals being like mistreated or whatnot, sometimes directors go ahead and put a statement like, hey, they weren't harmed, etc., etc., etc. But this film takes the gore and the craziness and everything to a whole nother level, to a level that you are like, wow, I never thought that we were going to see this in the big screen. But it's just crazy how Damien works with this film. And I really want to give you guys more details in regards to the story, but if I do, I'm going to be spoiling you guys so much in regards to the lore. But I do got to say, every scene that somebody gets eliminated, it takes it to a whole nother level. Like I said in the previous in Terrifiers 2 review, he is doing what the boys were doing in Prime. That every season something crazier would happen. And in the boys, then they started toning it down since the season of the when the season of the orgy happened. But Terrifiers 3 he wanted to take this to a whole nother level, to a whole nother style of gore and slasher and horror. And as well, like I mentioned from the second review of the second film, the good thing is that he is mixing mythological things inside his story. And the thing is that it makes sense and it works 100%. And again, all of the cast, even the cast members that we get to know because of this new film, all of the cast members do a phenomenal job, a great performance. in this film, and you're just enjoying it from start to finish. And when I say enjoying it, is because it's really good, not because of all the craze. And you guys understand, if you have watched the first two films, you guys know what I mean. And again, with the practical effects, Damien keeps doing practical effects, and for me, that is phenomenal. I love the practical effects. I love that he's using them. I love that most horror indie films continue using practical effects. And it just takes me to the good old days when everything had to be done or built or anything to get like that essence of the scene or anything. And nowadays everything is digital, so it's just a copy paste, if you guys know what I mean or know my rift. But Terrifiers 3 is bonkers, is eye candy, is gore fest in its glory. And I say in its glory because the heavens opened and they were like, yes, here is the gore for everyone. But yes, I do fully recommend Terrifiers 3. I recommend the whole series. Go through from the first one to the third one. Go and enjoy it. I haven't seen the short film. I know that there is a short film of Art the Clown. I need to find it to see it. But what a film. And I fully recommend it if you get a chance to go to theaters and watch it. So I fully recommend Terrifiers 3. Now, guys, tell me what's your favorite scene of Terrifiers 3? Or tell me in the comments below if you do like this whole mythological adding of the story. Tell me in the comments below. And if you have not yet followed Brilliant Films in all of our social media, it's all available in the description. For that, it's much more easier to just click follow and subscribe so that you guys can be up to date with anything and everything movie related. As well, if you guys want to follow me, it's easy. Go to Instagram and look for me as CinemaDadPR, and there is exclusive content going your way there as well. I do hope that you guys have an amazing, great rest of your day, and we will see you guys in the next.